Thank you, it's frame 9 now. Neil Robertson to break.
So Neil Robertson leads Wu Yize 7-1. He was dominant this afternoon. There were chances, a lot of chances for Wu. He'd be disappointed, of course, with the errors. That's in the past. Maybe he can just relax a little bit now, play some of the snooker that's got him this far, because he's been terrific the whole tournament. Of course, he's beaten Bingham, Carter, Judd Trump as well, amongst others. Maybe the occasion just got to him a little earlier, but here we are. Let's see if he can start knocking them in from the off and just try and take it frame by frame, put a bit of pressure on maybe.
One.
That's a great start.
Indeed, the crowd will get behind him tonight, because they obviously would like to see more snooker, and it could have been a lot closer this afternoon's session. Could have been a 5-3 in favour of Neil Robertson. That wouldn't have been entirely unjust. He's got so much talent, but he did miss a number of easy balls, especially to middle pockets, strangely. But you see him play shots like this and you realise what a gifted player he is, 20 years of age. But it was all a little bit like he was in new territory, and he never really settled, quite honestly, this afternoon. He likes to go into the bunch hard, and that was one of the problems earlier. He was quite unlucky. He played a shot not dissimilar to that, and cue ball just hit a couple of balls on the way through and went in off into the top right, the green pocket. Unfortunately now, this blue is going to have to go in. Seems to me those mid-range shots with his hand on the table, he seems never to miss one. So when he's on the cushion like this shot,
15.
one or two other things that have gone wrong, awkward cueing, that's when he struggled. Certain parts of his game are particularly strong.
Well, I saw Sean Murphy on social media. He went to see the Back to the Future musical last night. I think Wu Yize would like to go back to 1 o'clock this afternoon and start the match like this.
Yeah, he's not being. It's a nice cue action. Long backswing.
55.
Once or twice, I think today, maybe that long backswing meant that he didn't actually hit centre of the cue ball when he meant to. Put unwanted side on a couple of times earlier. Threw everything offline. Probably due to nerves.
Well, this is his first half century. His highest break this afternoon, 48. So now, just looking to kill this frame off. Clearly decided, you can understand it, it's going to have a go. See what happens tonight.
Yeah, I think he'd like to play on the bottom red into the left corner, but the two reds on the side cushion are in the way of swinging it round. Yeah, that isn't the worst outcome, given that he didn't play that shot well.
60.
He didn't mean to go into that red. Still 75 points on, so he has to be careful. Needs another red, and it's the perfect evening start.
So this is frame ball.
67.
Well, if only snooker was that simple. Knock in a long red, make a frame winning break. He really loved to have done that earlier. But what a great start and great reserve. And he has been there ever since. 10,738 days, has not dropped out. If Neil Robertson wins tonight, he will do. He's been there under 9 Prime Ministers. It's been an incredible achievement. Of course, he can get back in. There's another ranking event starting tomorrow. But Robertson will end that extraordinary spell of nearly 3 decades if he does win one more frame. It was so long ago, you know, that John got in the top 16. It was the day after Oasis got to #1 for the first time, which some might say. But it seems, in terms of Robertson winning this, it's more definitely than maybe.
And that's kind of a rare mistake that Robertson has made, and a gift, really, this. Not the kind of mistake he would make all that often. Unforced error. There, if he can just land the cue ball on a red, preferably one of the couple of reds close to the black, it could get him started again. Yeah, that's good. He's not queuing over the top of the ball. He's got easy access to this red.
Seven.
I don't know if he's going to play one of these swashbuckling attempts to open the reds at any point soon. Don't think he'll do it here. But when he hits them, goodness, they stay hit.
14.
This could be it. Well, again, options if he doesn't want to go into them, but the angle he's got makes me think it's not impossible he will. Playing a delicate one. In fact, that's a beautiful shot. Better option than the opening of the bunch.
22. Twenty-three.
For once, the reds stick together somewhat. I don't know if he's got
30.
a thin cut to one to the left corner, but not a great deal moved this time. Maybe a red to middle, in fact. That must be tight. That's a real shame. That's a real shame. He just came slightly awkwardly.
30.
There was some promise in that chance, but this red is a tricky little shot to be playing. Robertson now looking for difficult places on the table at the bulk end so he can land the cue ball there. Seems to have picked an area that he will try and put Yize in. I'm not sure he feels he can play an easy safety shot. He might be having a dart at this. It's very difficult.
One.
Oh, what an absolutely crunching pot that was.
Green ball.
The noise it made. Smack in the middle of the pocket. That's two good shots in a row. It's good to have that in your armoury, isn't it? You know, you couldn't see a safety shot, so what you decided to do was absolutely smash a long red in and then play a lovely controlled snooker. Two very different shots in a row. Of course, the problem is you want to try and target a red that's close to the cushion to just roll up to. And the one that's by the green is the only one that fits that bill, but I don't think he can get to it. So I don't know what the plan is, but coming at an angle, it's hard to think he'd be sure not to leave one on here. Well, he's got to hit it hard enough. That's never reaching.
Where's the 4?
Took a long time over, it wasn't worth the wait.
One.
So Yize has already got a useful lead in this frame.
8.
As he looks to extend this final. Still all a learning experience, of course.
9.
He's still only 20. It's his birthday next month. Joined the tour just 3 years ago. He'll be in the top 32 no matter what after tonight. It's quite significant actually, because for example the Belfast event he wouldn't have to qualify for, he'd be playing at the venue.
$14. $15.
He doesn't roll balls in very much. In fact, sometimes when he does try to roll them, he misses them. But that punch that he adopts on these shots, the balls absolutely smack into the pockets when he hits them well. That's not bad. That's a nice little cannon. Might go left-handed on this. No, deciding to use the rest. It's not been a spectacular frame, but it's been a really well played frame. The long ready, absolutely drilled in, is the reason he's got this chance next visit to the table.
$30.
I mean, this is a thunderous pot, isn't it? Look at that. Didn't have anything else as a safety shot, nothing.
So needs red in the colour. There is a red save as well for a bit of insurance.
31.
So there's still the potential to take this to the interval. If he wins the next frame, he will do.
$38.
Wu is the 14th Chinese player to appear in a ranking final. 6 have been successful.
45. $46.
I mean, whatever happens, whether it goes to a mid-session interval or what, he's played a whole lot better tonight. You know, he's played
52.
some really nice controlled snooker. Something that he just couldn't really get his head around earlier. He's a very aggressive player, but it's controlled aggression tonight. And the ball's all going into the middle of the pocket.
59. $60.
He might play the cannon here, but he's got to watch out he doesn't hit the knuckle of the middle pocket and not hit the red at all. Well, he's played it well. Got some sort of a shot on the red.
57. $68.
Well, if he could take the blue, then there's just enough on for a century. Of course, he started the night with that 127 total clearance.
$73. 75. 78. 82.
Blue, pink and black for his 5th century of the tournament.
87.
It's been an absolutely superb break, this.
Yeah, wonderful stuff. Wu Yize not lying down. His 2nd century of the evening. Seriously impressive. A clearance of 100 exactly. He now trails here 8-3. Hailed from these parts. Wu Yize, he's not letting Neil Robertson get his hands on it yet. He's just made his 2nd century of the night. 8-3. If he can win this frame, we do go to an interval.
Definite miscue, which looked suspiciously like some sort of a containing shot. That's why he put his hand up, because he had no idea where the cue ball was going to go, how it was going to throw off the tip. But he's not gone too badly. Not a good shot, and you're not unlucky to get the double kiss on those. If you think the double kiss is going to happen, it almost always will. It's one of the first real mistakes he's made tonight. It's always going to be tough to screw that in and finish this side of the baulk line. The angle was quite wide on the red. And what's he doing here? It looks like he's trying to cut this in. This is a big shot to play. Going in towards the reds. Very aggressive shot selection, this. And he deserves good things to happen for that, playing a shot as adventurous as that one. He's got that cue ball moving around delightfully.
Yeah, he's clearly enjoying himself now, isn't he? He wasn't this afternoon.
13.
This time I expect him to really try and shift some reds. He might be playing through a smallish gap. Well, only just taking one out, that's even more control than we saw this afternoon, when he once or twice sort of smashed the reds open. So there's a little bit more subtlety to how he's performing tonight. When he needs to play the big shots, he will.
$22.
And this time he just gets a nice break. I think he deserved to be on that pink.
Well, great chance here to win another frame with a big break. His father's been, of course, very loyally watching on.
28.
It's already been quite a long journey from the junior days.
29.
He was world under 21 champion when he was just 14. Wu Yize. There he is. Very proud of what he's watching.
Yes, I mean, for anyone that only saw this afternoon and think, well, how did he get to the final? Because he did not play well at all.
36.
You're seeing why he's here today in this session, playing great stuff.
$37. $44. $45.
That's a nice little touch as well, I think. He's on the bottom
52.
red.
$53.
He's like a completely different player tonight, isn't he? He's played so well.
$60. $61.
Yeah, whatever else happens tonight, and it's not over yet, he's going to be a major, major threat. Not just this season, but in years to come. Still only 20.
Yeah, I mean, he's got all the tools, hasn't he, really? You know, the cue action is big, expansive backswing. There's a lot going on, but it's all good.
67.
He's very accurate, even when he's using pace. He's got a bit of a bounce around the table, hasn't he, tonight? He's feeling good about things, and so he should.
Yeah, this is frame ball, and we're going to the interval, and it could be that he'll make his third century of the night.
74. $75.
Yeah, he played the cannon, and now he's faced with an awkward one. A little rueful smile. The red to middle to keep the break going. Far from easy, this.
Well, the break ends at 82, but what a wonderful contribution it was once again. Wu Yize has made 2 centuries tonight. A lot of people, I think, felt it would be over quickly. It's still going. We are going to the interval, and Neil Robertson still needs to win 1 frame to get his hands on the Steve Davis Trophy. He leads the English Open final at the last interval by 8 frames to 4. Neil Robertson certainly won't be panicking with his vast experience, but he won't want to give Wu Yize many more chances because he's been taking them this evening. He's been very, very impressive after a disappointing, nervy afternoon for him. For those of you joining us, this is the final of the English Open. Neil Robertson 8, Wu Yize 4. Wu has been impressive this evening. He's won 3 of the first 4, so Neil Robertson still needs 1 more for victory. And the £100,000 first prize, back in the top 16 and all the spin-offs that come with it, but still needing 1 more frame.
Well, that's caused a problem now because of all the reds in open play, and there are an awful lot of them. A little sort of nod of the head there from Wu Yize, I think, in acceptance that he's up against a difficult table here, because Robertson's last shot has threatened him. And he hasn't even really got the option to sort of drill a long ball in, because everything's going to be tricky from underneath that cushion. Is there an area in baulk where he can keep things safe? Just got to watch where this red goes. I think he's going to leave the cue ball in that corner and take the red round the angles. Just got to make sure the red doesn't go anywhere that's unkind to him. That's not a bad shot. Thought that one through and weathered the storm. Well, he's got an easy safety shot here off the right-hand red in baulk, but he's looking at winding himself up to take on one of those long reds. Even looking at them is something, because really almost everyone on the tour would just be playing safe off this red that he's now doing. Well, whatever happens from here, that little exchange was won by Yize, because he has a red on here, which is not an easy starter.
One.
Beautifully controlled shot, that. Well, he's earned this chance. How much, or how many he makes from it, of course, different matter, but he's manoeuvred himself into a position to get in amongst them first in the frame.
Well, if he takes a couple of reds and blacks, it's worth remembering in the pre-TV phase, if you like, the
17.
first couple of qualifying rounds, Fang Zhengyi did make a maximum, which is still worth 5,000 to him.
$24. 25.
Well, there was that burst before the mid-session interval, which took us to the break, which we didn't think we were going to get. So far, he's come out in the same sort of vein.
$28.
Carrying on where he left off. This is a tough shot, though. Not only the pop, but the fact that he was moving reds, shifting reds below it.
$35. $37. $38.
Well, this is really good stuff. I mean,
43.
It's a different ball game tonight for Yize to earlier. He's just checking to see if the black goes to the left corner past the red. On the basis of that shot, it must do.
44.
Yeah, it certainly will pass. He's holding for that red, and now the black spot's clear. Frame's not won yet, but I tell you, he's not far away from achieving that.
52.
He might just nudge the three reds. If he could nudge the left side of them, he'd be on the one. He's out in the open play over there, to the left middle. That's the shot that he's played. Beautifully done. That's very well executed, cleverly played.
Yes, it's no longer about the occasion, is it? He's just playing snooker. Now, whether that will last if he starts to get really close to Robertson, we'll see. But this is just terrific stuff from Wu Yize.
$65.
This is the ball that should make it 8-5.
66.
The concern for Robertson has got to be that Wu Yize is winning them in one visit. He's needing one chance to put them away.
$73.
That red stays out, but it's another terrific break. 73.
I think Neil's carrying on. You've just got to try and sort of, I don't know, take the steam out of the situation somehow.
1.
I don't know if he's got any real hopes of winning the frame. I don't think he has. He just wants to be at the table.
Yeah, the 3 frames that he lost before the interval, he didn't pot a ball in any of them. And he would have been the same here had he not decided to come and pot a few.
Nine.
Yeah, I mean, whatever happens tonight, and we're assuming very much it's going to go 8-5. You know, Wu Yize's got the balance right. He's an attacking player. But the controlled aggression he's showing and the odd subtle little shot here or there, he's got it all sorted out. He's almost like he's learning on his feet in this final. He's only a young man. He's going to get better all the time.
17. $23.
So 50 in it. Oh, well, there you are. He's not even trying for the snookers. He's trying to just get some table time. Fair enough. Perfectly entitled to do that, even though he's not really trying to get the frame won.
$31.
The thing is, he knows that unlikely comebacks can happen because he made one himself, of course. Well, he made a couple. He made one against Chow Yupeng in the Scottish Open 2017. He made one against John Higgins from 9-4 down to win 10-9. That was when he won that Tour Championship, his last ranking title. He's having to wait a bit longer for his next one because Wu Yize is now playing some of his best snooker of the tournament to keep himself in this tournament. Robertson's lead is cut to 8-5.
I think the other thing to say is, of course, this is why players strive for such big leads when they can. Neil Robertson, this afternoon, he was winning all those frames. He knew he had to win. Keep winning them. You know, there was no thing, well, I'll be 5-3 or 6-2, they'll be okay, because you never know what sort of comebacks you're going to be up against. Now, that's an error. And he's been very lucky. So is the tide turning now? The run going? It was the first mistake he's made for a long time. And he got away with it, luckily.
One.
Oh. Wow. Oh my goodness. What a shot. What a shot. Long straight ball like that. Thudded into the back of the pocket.
Final.
Wow. He's played two absolutely stunning shots in a row here. I mean, look at the way he's opened these reds, the speed he got on the ball. That was sensational.
Well, I don't care how cool a character Neil Robertson is, he must be concerned watching this. Within a couple of shots where Yize is giving himself every chance to pull another one back.
And that's a good shot as well, because the blue's away from its spot. It's not a natural shot to play on the blue in open space like that when it's away from its usual position. It's A1. He may have had a chat with his father or something and been very frustrated this afternoon. It's all coming out in a positive way tonight, though, isn't it? I mean, no one's saying he's going to go on and win this, but it's great to see the journey he's on.
11.
Yeah, and even if he loses now, and he hasn't yet, but one of the things people will remember from this final is this, how he's playing here.
12.
It would have been so easy for the shoulders to slump and you're almost 7-1 down, so just going through the motions, but he found something very special here.
Well, interesting shot to play, because you've played on the red below the pink, which just weaves its way through that gap and opens up the pink in the process.
$18.
He had a few difficulties in that pocket earlier. I have to say that the afternoon session he missed 3 or 4 easy balls, but mercifully that hasn't
24.
been the case tonight.
$25.
But he's able to hit through the ball, you know, and thud balls into pockets. I can't think of too many players in the world game that do it better. It's a little delicate one sometimes that he has to rein himself in on.
$31.
Well, he, of course, came and tried to sort of clear the table at the end of the last frame, Robertson, just to get a few shots, but he's back in that seat again. The first red was sort of fired in his general direction, wasn't it, into the yellow pocket.
Yeah, no, he's just taking a little bit of time over this because he hasn't really met with a real problem, but he's got to decide which red is the most effective to play. He's gone away from his first thought
32.
because he couldn't see position, so he's doing all the right things, not just rushing into every shot. He's past that stage, he's banging the match.
$38. $39.
Yeah, I mean, the opening red that Dave was speaking about, what a shot, and then the brown to follow it, where the cue ball gathered so much pace and just went into the reds and demolished them, really.
$45.
Not really been able to clear the black spot. Those two reds, they're not completely tying the black up, but they're just making things very awkward for him to land on the black, which would be the last piece of the jigsaw in a way. Done all the rest of it.
$46.
Well, that's one way to do it, and it was very measured. If there's anything that's not so good about that shot, the ready cannon has just pushed into the six now, and they're awkward. He's got
53.
to elevate the cue. I think he's got to play surely the red to left corner here, over the top of a load of reds, unless something goes to the middle. Oh, this goes to the middle. This is a delicate one again. And now, very close to getting another frame one, but one more positional shot is required. Showing great poise here. He's not rushed into any of it. He knows how well he's playing. He's desperate to keep the break alive. Now, if that red goes past the black, he doesn't got to do quite as much positionally. Must be tight. Be good to see down that line, but it makes a huge difference if it does go. Yeah, that will go all right. If he's behind it, that flies. Not quite facing the pocket right behind
59.
him, which would be easier, but this will certainly go if he hits it right.
$60.
So one more red needed after this, and it's going to be 8-6.
Either the bottom red or there's a red in the middle of the bunch which might go. It's all very intricate. This break's been taking a lot of hard work. It's not so much if the red goes this time, it's can he see enough of it from the other red? Trace of side maybe.
66.
Well, his very first shot of the night, he potted a long red, and we said That's what you got to do tonight. Don't miss. And apart from the frame that he lost, he kind of hasn't. He's just completely flicked a switch here.
This has been the most fantastic break. I mean, whatever happens from here, he's already with snooker's acquired. It's been absolutely stunning. The way that he's made it, the way that he's kept it going. The reds were open, but sometimes awkward.
72.
I mean, this is, he just drilled that in, and you can't see a frame played better by anybody in the world than this. It's been spellbinding stuff.
Yeah, put together with the other frames he's won, this is as good as we've seen in the tournament, this spell. And now that it's 8-6, and how he's winning
79.
the frames, the comeback is well and truly on.
80.
Of course, the question then is, the closer he gets to completing it, can he play with such freedom like this? We'll see, but the main thing is he's put himself in that position.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for Neil Robertson, it's got beyond a joke. His father,
86.
who is his father, there is on the edge of his seat. He must be a very proud man, whatever
87.
happens in this final. But this is, it's kind of turned everything around because he had a bad afternoon session. And he's been magnificent tonight.
Sunday night
94.
on UK television is so often about great drama. And we're seeing another
95.
one here, and Wu Yize is playing now the starring role. This black for his third century of the night. Oh, what a shame. What a shame that he's missed the black, but what a break. And what a performance overall. Wu Yize refusing to go away. He's won 4 on the spin, and Neil Robertson's lead is now only 8-6. He did a lot of damage, of course, this afternoon. He finished with 2 centuries, but 40, his best effort. His opponent has had a string of breaks. It could have been a third century there, but the 95 has brought it back to 8-6. And he's actually, in the match now, scored more points. Wu Yize.
Yes, I think what he's got to do now, if he can, keep putting balls like he is, but he's just got to keep the pressure on Neil Robertson, not do anything silly, because surely he's feeling it. You know, he's not won for a while, and he didn't expect this bombardment tonight, I don't think.
No, because it's just night and day from the performance this afternoon. He's gone from a sort of 2 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10, Wu Yize.
I think Neil Robertson is at the point where he's desperately trying to take the sting out of things, you know, and just not get him out of his stride. But nothing's working like that. It just comes down to the point. If Neil does get a chance, he's just got to take it, I think, and pot the balls before Yize can pot them. He just isn't really getting any table time at all. He's sitting in that chair watching all this go on. I mean, all of the frames tonight that he's lost, Neil Robertson, he has played no part in. one of the frames he scored 33 points, but that was just after the frame was over and he was having a few shots. All the others, he's been just sitting in the chair, not putting a ball in any of them. It's quite a good shot, but he has left this long red, and you know what that could mean. But from underneath that cushion, this would be a really difficult shot. Difficult pot with very little guarantees on getting onto a colour. Might be able to play the containing shot, but there's a red down there near the black spot as well, so it's not an easy decision, this. Well, it could be worse. If you miss it by that far, you don't leave the red on. Yeah, well, he's covered the right side of the table. There may be just an edge or two he can see, but it's not very promising. You can see what Neil's doing. He's just trying to slow it down a bit, take the edge off of his opponent, who's been all over him, quite honestly, and hope that something comes his way he can take. Well, if he hasn't got a safety shot, I suppose it's like anything else, you may as well try and pop one, but there's nothing easy here. Oh, goodness me. What is going on? It's one of the very few mistakes he's made. The red's gone in like a bullet into that top right. And I suppose if he's going to launch one of the great comebacks, you need this to happen as well, on top of all the good.
Wow. What a thing to happen. Robertson must have been about to get out of his chair thinking this could be my opportunity. Not bound to get out of his chair again in the frame now.
Yeah, I mean, there's 8-2 up, you know. We've known that turned around, but I can only think of very, very odd instances. The stars have all got to align, haven't they? And the run of the ball's got to change, the standard's got to improve, all sorts has got to happen.
5.
He kind of just gave a very cursory wave. He didn't really seem all that sorry about it, did he? I can't blame him.
Twelve. $13.
Well, here we're here again, aren't we? I mean, it looked like a final that was petering out. It would have been a great story if Robertson had won easily, the coronation, all of that. It's turning into one of the most memorable that we've seen in recent times. Of course, the last final went down to the last black, Judd Trump with a great clearance against Mark Williams, but that had been a real nip-and-tuck affair. It's always a bit different when there's a comeback, in terms of just the feeling in the room.
19.
The thing is, I mean, Neil Robertson had him in all kinds of trouble from that last shot, and he looked for a long time, and he went for one. I don't blame him going for one, because he couldn't see a shot. Neil had him tied up in knots there, until the red ended up going into the top right pocket from an outlandish fluke. They say fortune favours the brave, don't they?
24.
Don't think he's got much of an angle here. You have to use a bit of force on this one. Well, he's playing a different red. This is tough.
25.
The full range of shots are coming out tonight from Yize.
$30. $31.
We just caught a glimpse that pink does parts those two reds to the left middle. Again, it's a very delicate little shot to hold for a red. Well, it wasn't played delicately at all, and I think when he can put his cue right through the ball in the way he did on that shot, he looks a very formidable player. He's a little delicate one, he doesn't hit so well, but at that kind of extra pace, he incredibly accurate.
37.
Again, a bit of work to do here. And he can play on the pink will go, goodness me.
$44. 45.
I think back to this afternoon, some of the balls he was missing, particularly to middle pockets, as Neil mentioned earlier, you know, you just thought, he's not coping at all. And he wasn't then, but whatever he did between sessions, it's worked. I'm sure his dad had a word. Go out and enjoy it. He's
50.
certainly enjoying it now. There he is.
I mean, the pair of them, Yize and his father, must have been very disappointed with how he played when you know he can play like this. And then he misses that one again. There's something about that left middle, those little delicate shots. He puts all the difficult ones and misses the very odd easy one. It's amazing, isn't it, after all those pots that this stays up.
Well, it's the first ball in live play he's missed in a long time. And he hasn't won the frame from a fluke, but he's got a 50-point lead.
Yeah, Neil is always pretty cool and pretty sort of pragmatic about things, but he must be getting a bit frustrated, mustn't he? He's getting... If ever there is a mistake made, he's still not getting a pot. He got lucky there as well. That was not as planned. He hit both reds. Although he has left something.
Well, how's Neil Robertson feeling as he comes to the table here? We're about to find out.
Interesting if he can control the cue ball here. It's edging over close to those two reds by the black spot. Just a little bit thinner than that.
One.
No good. He's going on to these sort of shots cold, isn't he? Very cold. Nothing that he's seen for so long. He can't have any real flow to his game.
Neil Robertson, 1.
So 5 hours playing time, and what a fascinating stage this is. It was 8-2 to Robertson, it's 8-6. Yize got the fluke, he made 50, missed a red. But where the balls are, if he leaves Robertson a chance, the clearance would be available.
Well, he's looking at the plant. I think if the cue ball was directly in line with the two reds, it would be easier. The cue was a bit low, which means it's not so easy as all that to judge. He ended up hitting it very quickly. he's undeniably rattled. But I don't think anyone in his position wouldn't be.
Yes, and now red's run safe to that left side cushion, which doesn't favour him, of course, trailing in the frame.
I mean, even that shot, the red flicked the yellow and now isn't potable anywhere. You're kind of thinking that the red hot spell of Wu Yize might be just coming to an end, but ultimately still 49 in front in this frame, so he's holding all the aces again. Well, that's also pretty good for Wu Yize. He might have intended that, just to get the pink a little more towards the cushion. Again, it's not a very nice looking table for a player 49 points behind. Balls are not in perfect spots. I don't know how he's feeling. He looks okay outwardly. He's doing a lot of thinking, but he's not putting hardly any balls, and that's the biggest problem.
I mean, in general, he's a very positive character, very optimistic character, but that's being seriously tested right now, the onslaught that he's having to withstand this evening. It looked for all the world like 8-7 as well, didn't it, until Wu Yize missed that red to the middle. But he's not leaving him any chances.
No, I mean, he's played everybody multiple times. He's played all of the greats. He's won himself. But I can't imagine too many players have thrown this much at him over the years. And I mean anybody.
Well, we've seen Wu Yize knock all sorts in tonight, and there's another long red available.
Yeah, he doesn't have to play it because he's in front.
Couldn't help himself, and when he can pot like that, you can't blame him.
Well, this is it, and there's another absolutely magnificent ball that he potted there.
Six.
So, second chance. Of course, first started with the fluke. There was nothing lucky about that. Robertson didn't play the best safety, but even so, it was a terrific pot to set up a chance for 8-7.
7.
Well, if you're in the Neil Robertson camp, with his family or Joe Perry, his coach, You're worried. You've got to be worried because it's got beyond a joke for him now. You know, you expect a bit of a backlash, a player 8-2 down, throwing his arm at a few, but it hasn't really been like that. It's been absolutely pure brilliance. And it seems to be the onslaught is not ending here.
12.
Yeah, I mean, either way now for Neil Robertson, it's going to be memorable. It's either going to be his first ranking title for 2.5 years, or he's going to be on the wrong end of one of the best comebacks we've ever seen in a major final. And right now, you wouldn't want to say which one is going to happen.
19. Twenty in the frame.
Become.
One.
Wow. Well, his luck has changed. He's overcut the red to middle. Cannon into that one, and it's gone in. What a moment for that to happen. I got one, he said. Let's be honest, his opponents had a few. But always with flukes, it's about what can you do from them.
Yeah, I mean, they do say that luck evens itself out, which, of course, some people would argue that's not the case, but I think it did there. Because he was all out to pot a ball, wasn't he? Any ball, in any pocket.
Well, it's an unconventional table, to say the least, but can Neil Robertson here use his many years of experience to start building a nice
7.
lead?
Yeah, he'd be eyeing up where that blue is. It could be that he can get onto the blue and he'd love it back on his own spot. And the red that's close to the green spot, he might be able to pot and just land on the blue into the top left, and then all of a sudden get this show on the road, or whichever red he plays, the blue might come into his thought process.
8.
I mean, it could end up a really good chance, this. She's got the colours are a little bit awkwardly placed.
Well, one thing I've felt the whole tournament is that his thinking has been excellent, his discipline has been excellent, so that's the frame of mind he needs to stay in for the next however many minutes it needs to get over the line if he can.
Yes, I mean, look, he was on the wrong end of some wonderful potting and some pretty cruel luck, but I can think a lot of players who might have just combusted under those circumstances. But he didn't show any reaction.
$11.
When he got his fluke, he just calmly said, "I've got one." And he kind of knew what he meant.
Yes, I mean, over the years he's demonstrated considerable strength, hasn't he? Strength of character, just to come from Australia, to leave your family behind as a young man and chase your dream with no money in your pocket. Says a lot about him. I think if he wins now, I mean, I thought this at the start of the night at 7-1, but even more so now, if he wins, this has got to be very near the top of the list of all-time wins for him. You never beat the World Championship, but in terms of what he's gone through in the last 2 years and what he's gone through this evening, if he gets there.
18.
Yes, well, now he's got that blue free, so this becomes an even better chance. Been upgraded. There's a proper chance now.
In a funny way, this is what he's been missing, isn't it? When he's been sitting out big tournaments, the drama,
23.
the thrills and spills of top-level snooker.
24.
The only thing I would say is he's taking quite low-value colours, so he's never going to quite breeze away from Wu Yize in this frame by doing so. So it might take him a lot more pots to put the match to bed.
$26. 27. 32.
'Green is safe as well, so as he's building a lead that is to his advantage.
33.
Yeah, a few options here because he has got the red up the table on the right side, but if he's straight enough on this blue, he might think he can split the two reds below the cue ball now and pop one of them, and of course the other one then is out in open play also. So he's interested in doing that, getting on that right hand red of the two from somewhere where he's queuing. Holding the spot, that means blue on the black spot, which he won't mind any of this right now. You know, the points are mounting
38.
up.
39.
41 in front now, with 67 on.
44.
He's been able, it seems so far, to focus just on the table as Wu Yize looks on. What a performance it's been this evening from him.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's really come of age in this match. We knew he was good. We've seen how good he is this week, but what we've seen tonight is on a different level, actually.
45.
And he'll come out of it with a lot of credit, even if he does lose, which is looking slightly more likely now. You know, if he doesn't go on and do big things in this game, then I'll be staggered.
Well, 47 with the blue. So he's a few balls away now. Just plotting the course here.
I mean, it's this uncertainty of sport. It was 7-1. No one really thought this was going to be much of an evening, really.
50.
But it's been fantastic.
$51.
Here we go then. This brown would get him 52 in front with 51 on.
Basically, it's another red, isn't it, that he really wants, even though, as you rightly say, it's down to a snooker with this brown going in.
Yeah, you're quite right, though. He wants the extra ball. But
55.
I think his son has actually left the arena. He was getting too much for him, maybe, but I'm sure we'll see him if Neil can pop this ball. This really feels like it is for victory. If only it were that straightforward.
Neil Robertson, 55.
Feels it rolled off, I think. So one snooker required.
One.
The black ball is not on its spot. I wonder if he even noticed that, because he probably played on it in such a way as that it was. This might not go in. Well, he's still in there, still fighting away. Could really do with getting it down to one red, or to be honest, he could have taken it all the way down to the colours, and
8.
the green, it's one snooker if he can take high value colours, but then the red up the table with a black would be difficult. So he's just doing what he can. Interesting shot there from Neil, because Yize, you'd think, would just push this red down the table. And that kind of makes the table look a little bit more sort of friendly for getting a snooker than it was earlier. Well, it's not worked out too badly. It's a bit of a difficult one, isn't it, for both players? I'm not quite sure how to go about this. Neil Robertson, when that fluke went in this frame, he must have been, his eyes must have lit up there. That's the one, isn't it? That is the one. It's not gone enough. And even if he had, I don't think it would be that. That's it. What a match.
Extraordinary. And Wu Yize more than played his part, but it's Neil Robertson back in the big time. Full of praise for his determined opponent. But Neil Robertson ends a 2.5-year wait for a ranking title. He wins an absolute thriller here at the English